Jesus and Satan are arguing over who is better on the computer. They had been going at it for days, and God was tired of hearing all of the bickering. Finally, God said, "Cool it. I am going to set up a test that will run 2 hours, and I will judge who does the better job." So Satan and Jesus sat down at the keyboards and typed away. They moused, they did spreadsheets, they wrote reports, they sent faxes, they sent email. They sent out email with attachments, they downloaded, they did some genealogy reports, they made cards, they did every known job. But 10 minutes before their time was up, lightning suddenly flashed across the sky. Thunder rolled, the rain poured, and of course the electricity went off. Satan stared at his blank screen and screamed every curse word known in the underworld. Jesus just sighed. The electricity finally flickered back on, and each of them restarted their computers. Satan started searching frantically, screaming, "It's gone! It's all gone! I lost everything when the power went out." Meanwhile, Jesus quietly started printing out all of his files from the past 2 hours. Satan observed this and became irate. "Wait, he cheated. How did he do it?" God shrugged and said, "Jesus saves." An old man is concerned that his wife is starting to go deaf. The old man goes to the doctor and says, "My wife can't hear very well anymore, and I am getting worried. What should I do to help her?" The doctor thinks for a minute and says, "First, we need to understand how serious the problem is. Stand 25 feet away from her and ask her a question. If she doesn't respond, walk 5 feet closer and ask again. Repeat this until she can hear you, and then let me know how far away you were standing." The man is so concerned for his wife that he agrees to do what the doctor suggested. When he gets home, he sees his wife cooking in the kitchen. He stands 25 feet from his wife and says, "What's for dinner?" The wife does not answer, and he walks closer. "What's for dinner?" The man does this 2 more times until he is standing only 5 feet from his wife. The man is now very worried and tries one last time. "What's for dinner?" The wife looks over and yells at him, "This is the 4th time I've said, George, we have chicken." 3 men go to hell, and they're pissed. "Surely we weren't that bad," they ask themselves. "There has to be something we can do to get out of here." Satan suddenly appears and says, "Oh, but there is. Withstand 10 whippings from my trusty whip here, and you're free to go. I'll even let you pick something to cover your back with." The men let out a cheer. This wouldn't be so hard. The first man steps up and observes his surroundings. Finally, he picks a sturdy-looking boulder to place on his back. "Ready?" he says. Satan raises his whip and yells, "One!" The whip cracks, and the boulder immediately splits in half. "Oh, screw this," says the first man. "I'll just stay." Satan smirks and asks, "Who's next?" The second man steps up, and without picking any protection, gets in position. "Are you sure about that?" asks Satan, to which the man replies with, "I have trained my mind and body to ignore any unnecessary pain. I need no protection." "Whatever you say, pal." Satan raises his arm and yells, "One!" and the whip cracks. The man slightly flinches, his pain evident, but he remains upright. Annoyance flashes across Satan's face. He raises his arm again and shouts, "Two!" and the whip cracks again. The man remains upright all the way up to the 10th whipping. The man gets up, weary but happy. Satan looks furious and says, "Whatever. Good job. You. Third guy, you're next." "What are you picking?" The third man takes in his surroundings, lays his eyes on his choice and says, "I'm going to pick the second guy." One weekend, the husband is in the bathroom shaving when the kid he hired to mow his lawn, a local kid named Bubba, comes in to pee. The husband slyly looks over and is shocked at how immensely endowed Bubba is. He can't help himself and asks Bubba what his secret is. "Well," says Bubba, "every night before I climb into bed with a girl, I whack my thing on the bedpost 3 times. It works, and it sure impresses the girls." The husband was excited at this easy suggestion and decided to try it that very night. So before climbing into bed with his wife, he took out his thing and whacked it 3 times on the bedpost. His wife, half asleep, said, "Bubba, is that you?" The sheriff in a small town walks out in the street and sees a blonde cowboy coming down the walk with nothing on but his cowboy hat, gun, and his boots, so he arrests him for indecent exposure. As he is locking him up, he asks, "Why in the world are you dressed like this?" The cowboy says, "Well, it's like this sheriff. I was in the bar down the road and this pretty little redhead asked me to go out to her motorhome with her. So I did. We go inside and she pulls off her top and asks me to pull off my shirt. So I did. Then she pulls off her skirt and asks me to pull off my pants. So I did. Then she pulls off her panties and asks me to pull off my shorts. So I did. Then she gets on the bed and looks at me kind of sexy and says, 'Now go to town, cowboy.' And well, here I am." Subscribe to the channel. This is important. It will help me continue my work.